Welcome to the questions and responses on heavy metal detoxing, part 1. Let's get into this. Question 1. Dental procedures from Mr. Emiko. My son, 30, has an extremely dry throat since he had dental implants. There's very little saliva. Doctors won't acknowledge it and keep looking at other areas. The rest of him is completely fine, but the throat has been horrible for him. Another person asked, mercury in my fillings since I'm 10. I'm 65. Is it a problem? Yes, it is a problem. And let's fix the saliva problem. So when you're looking, mercury it is going to be in there. It's always got a vapor. It's you're swallowing it, and acids can break it down. Get rid of it. It will cause an issue, and it is causing an issue. But make sure that you're removing that mercury safely. So make sure it's done by a Huggins protocol doctor, like our office in Tijuana. They do a rubber dam, they do pure oxygen, special vents. They replace it with a biocompatible resin. I mean, it is a big deal. Even our doctors and dental assistants have to wear masks in order to protect them from the vapors that they do that are released when they remove the filling. So that's hugely important. Now, in saliva, particularly after a dental implant, just think of this, okay? When you're getting a dental implant, they're working on the jaw a whole bunch. Well, TMJ can negatively affect saliva, but also all that force loading on the neck could. So we've got to look at this as a systemic problem, not as a dental issue, because going through a dental implant puts the brain, the skull, the neck under a lot of force loading. So get an x-ray of the side view of the neck, the front view of the neck, the thoracic area. Get him to a chiropractor that's skilled in looking at TMJ, because if that temporal mandibular joint is off a little, that can negatively affect saliva production. But also, if there's some kind of problem in the cervical spine, that's also going to negatively affect saliva. Because remember, a human being has this automatic nervous system. You're resting, digesting, and repairing, or you're in a fight or flight. You're in a stress state. And the resting, digesting, repairing is in the upper cervical. And I have never, ever seen a temporal mandibular joint or TMJ joint issue not involving C1. And that means that this kid is under stress. I know when he's 30 and I say he's a kid. So when you find that, you're going to find the problem. And getting that will get him out of the stress state. And that's going to be life-changing. Oh, and please like and subscribe this video. Please share this vital information. And by subscribing to our channel, you help us grow and get this message out there. Question 2 from Blue Sky. My body temperature is 97. I have all the symptoms of mercury poisoning. Yeah, 97 is in the ballpark of normal. And some people run cool, some people run hot. But all the symptoms of mercury poisoning, that's a big deal. Look at the detox pathways, because when you're looking at how to correct this, you have respiration, perspiration, bowel movements, and urination. So there's going to be a defect in your detoxing pathways. So identify where the problem is. Hair analysis, live blood cell analysis, something, that tissue sample, there's going to be something to show. And it may not just be mercury, it may be other substances as well. So find the problem and look at the detox pathways. Realize that your gut is hugely important in processing healthy tissues, but we've got to get that stuff out of the system. Heavy metal poisoning, we're looking at EDTA chelations. If you're doing IVs, you can do a lot of juicing and blending, which will help. But if this stuff is embedded in the tissue, you may have to do multiple chelations, but utilize the live blood cell analysis to see if it's effective. And you're going to see stress on the live blood cell, and you're going to see normal cells on the live blood cell. But really concentrate in on the detox pathways, but find out where the mercury is coming from. Could be amalgam fillings, it could be environment, it could be a lot of different sources. There's even certain injections that contain thimerosal still, which is mind-blowing that that's still going on. So find the source of it, but remember the detox pathways. respiration, perspiration, bowel movements, and urination. So there's a lot of saunas, there's a lot of IVs, there's a lot of juicing, building the gut flora. There's a lot of things you can do, but find the source first and then use an objective analysis to show that you've actually got the problem corrected. Question 3 from Good Enough 22. How can we remove Agent Orange from Vietnam? From Agent Orange exposure in a human being, you've got to look at the detox pathways and the chronic state of stress. To remove Agent Orange from the country, okay, that's really hard. Okay, you've got to look at plants that can start to deal with the toxins. And there's a lot of weeds that can deal with getting the toxins out of the soil. But this is a major, major toxin in the environment. For a human being, it's a major toxin. So you've got to deal with the 3 stressors: physical stress, chemical stress, and emotional stress, because every human being has that autonomic nervous system. You could be in stress or regeneration. These people are chemically stressed. So that means blood pressure, cholesterol, blood sugar. Those are all stress responses. Those aren't diseases. Okay. And in any patient that I've had with it, Agent Orange exposure is going to have this. And then you look at the 4 detox pathways: respiration, perspiration, bowel movements, and urination. So once you identify the physical stress, getting x-rays of the entire structure, and remember the ability to regenerate the parasympathetic nervous systems located in the pelvis and the neck. So these patients that have had this exposure have poor sleep, they have poor regenerative capabilities, they're going to have skin issues, they're going to have bowel issues, all this stuff. So start by looking at the structure and get static and stress x-rays to identify the physical stressors. Chemical stressors: there's going to be poor sleep, possibly toxic diet. So we've got to change that system. And then emotional stressors, because we're all living on a 3-legged stool: physical, chemical, emotional. So there's techniques such as neurolinguistic program, visualization, emotional freedom technique. There's a lot of things. DeMartini method, I freaking adore the breakthrough process. But find a method to reprogram the emotional component, correct the sleep patterns and the physical component, focusing in on the detox pathways, and then building the gut flora so your body can regenerate and get that diet healthy. Because remember, you got a hunter-gatherer body, you should have a hunter-gatherer diet. And let me know how you're doing, because I mean, we got to help these veterans. They've been in trouble. From Joyce Camera, how does someone know all this presented, create an optimal diet and self-care plan without getting overwhelmed? I'm so with you, Joyce. Okay, yeah, because when you're looking at this, it's like, where do I start? Where do I start? Well, let's look at the basic. Your body is thousands of years old. Okay, you have a hunter-gatherer body. So the diet is just going to be like your great-great-great-grandparents. Organic, healthy, seasonal, okay? Fresh. You're going to eat food that is from the earth, okay? Not packaged, processed, or anything like that. Then you change your sleep patterns. Look at our sleep restriction videos. So this way you can reset your circadian rhythms. And then look at the structure. Find somebody that's going to take static and stress x-rays to document any structural changes that could be putting you in a physical state of stress. But I mean, let's go on basic questions. Do you take an x-ray? Do you take a second x-ray to show you fixed the problems you found on the first x-ray? That would be like the basic low level of intellect we want to find in a doctor. I mean, that's what I expect when I take my car to the mechanic. And then, okay, so look at the physical stressors, look at sleep patterns and the diet. So just take it one piece at a time. Like Carl Cleveland II was my philosophy instructor. And he said, studying and approaching a very, very big project is like eating an elephant. Have you ever eaten an elephant? And right then I thought he was crazy, but he was brilliant. And he said, well, you can. You just got to slice it one slice at a time, make it thin, and take it apart piece by piece. So the longest journey begins with one step. Just make one step. Just do 1% change, 1% change a day. That means adding some water, adding some fresh fruit, vegetables, organic. Okay. Look at the 4 detox pathways: respiration, so you can do diaphragmatic breathing; perspiration, get some way to sweat. Okay. Look at bowel movements, so get some healthy fibers, healthy diet; and urination. Look at the color of your urine. Are you hydrating enough? Are you hydrating too much? Is it depleting minerals and nutrients? So look at the 4 detox pathways: respiration, perspiration, bowel movements, and urination. And you will just make that first step a day. I know it's overwhelming, but your body deserves it. We have a stewardship with this body. We got to take care of it. Question 5. So what should I, from Bank Artist, what should I do if I have 2 types of skin cancer and bladder cancer? More iodine? Yeah, if you're iodine deficient. Okay, if you're not iodine deficient, that's not the cure-all. When you're looking at all cancers is an abnormal cell growth. And this is produced by your body, but it's also produced from toxic environmental influences. And when you're looking at bladder cancer, ultimately that has to do with blood toxicity and pelvic issues. So let's break it down. Your body forms cancer. Cancer isn't from some kind of demon in the environment. So you have a tissue production and a toxicity issue. That's the real issue. So look at the detoxing pathways and look at the 3 stressors. Your detoxing pathways, you, my friend, have a problem or a defect in respiration, perspiration, bowel movements, and urination, guaranteed. And then you have, because you've got to detox this stuff. And then you're going to have a physical stressor evident on the bladder cancer. And now you can look at DMSO is really good, but do not address the cancers without addressing the cause, because you don't want to take care of one thing and look at something else. So if you're going to be utilizing DMSO, I recommend that you and the doctor helping you is reading DMSO Nature's Miracle by Dr. Morton Walker. Free download PDF, brilliant information on DMSO. And you're going to see it specifically for bladder issues, bladder cancers. And so look at this as a tissue production problem. To address just the skin cancers and the bladder cancer, those are just fire alarms. They're fire alarms telling you that there's a defect in the system. So you have to address the cause of that. Okay, not address the fire alarm. This is why every time I speak on cancer to large groups, I say, look, do you know somebody that went through the surgery, chemo, radiation, declared cancer free? Put your hand up. Everybody's hand goes up. And did it return? Keep your hand up. You're going to see 90% of the time, the hands are always up, because unless you address the cause of this, and this is a cause of the defect in the 4 detox pathways and physical, chemical, and emotional stress, you address those, then your body has the best chance to regenerate healthy tissue. Let me know how you're doing. Now, if your question wasn't answered on this, because we do still have to self-censor, go to the DRBVIP, that's drbvip.com site, and we can get it where we can answer a little bit more freely, uncensored. Like, I would love to give a little bit more details on the cancer. And God bless you. Stay healthy, my friends. Your body is designed for the world, and you are designed for this world. God bless you.